The double honors the apostles and elders, salutations. Do every day, week in, week out, day in, day out, you know, because and that's our job, to say what's going to happen before it happens, all right? All right, and they call us the prophets.
Verse 6, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul.
Right, so flee out of the midst of Babylon. Somebody give me Micah 2 and 10, Bible shot. So they flee out of the midst of Babylon, man, all right? And what it's saying is get out the mindset, all right, of a Babylonian, all right? Which a lot of you Americans, that's what you are. The Bible classifies you as Babylonians, man, all right? Also, it classifies you as Egyptian, okay? Syrians, all right?
It says, be not cut off in her iniquity.
Right, be not cut off in her iniquity. Because the way the social construct is made, all right, it'll destroy you, okay? Because it's made of all vices, all right? Calling yourself an African American, it comes with a spirit, it comes with a vice, all right? You call yourself a feminist, it comes with a spirit, it comes with a vice, all right? And all these things are not good, okay? What proves it every day, all right? Every day, you see, you know, people get put to death, you know, in an African American mindset. They're shooting and killing each other, all right? They're talking about the most heinous things, you know? And that's all this society brings forth, all right?
For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance.
Right, so don't be cut off in their iniquity because this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. You thought it was the time to get together and mirth and have fun, all right? You sadly mistaken because the Lord is about to judge this place, man. All right, and He's about to judge this place with a great judgment, man. All right. I was just watching that movie, Justice League. Snyder's what is that? Jack Snyder's cut of the Justice League. And one of the scenes in that movie, you know, they had the nuclear missiles come down, and it was an innumerable amount, you know. And I basically did a lesson on it earlier. It said basically the name of the lesson was 200,000. It's not a problem for the Lord, man. It's not a problem for Him to bring forth that judgment with 200 million nuclear missiles, man. All right, but each missile has a warhead, and each warhead has cluster bombs, man, or what they would call cluster bombs, you know. So it's not too far-fetched, okay? Go ahead.
It says, He will render unto her recompense.
Right, because the blood of the nation of Israel was spilled on this land, man. All right, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, you don't care about your history or what. You don't care about the condition of your people. You only care about the here and now. You know, the feel good. You know, all right, getting away with just being in all sorts of fashion and wickedness. And you know you're against God, man. All right.
It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
Right, so the Lord made pretty much Babylon a golden cup, man. Okay, she was the precious nation. Okay, go ahead.
That made all the earth drunken.
How they make all the earth drunken? Through their philosophies. Okay, and the scriptures say, whoa, democracy to God, yeah. You know, the scriptures say, woe unto them that put his that bottle to that neighbor, you know, so they can look upon thy nakedness. All right, and that's you, Esau, the so-called white man trying to force everybody to be like you, to be a degenerate like you, man. All right, and all that's going to do is destroy you. All right, because if you're okay with being a Democrat, Republican, like I said, it comes with a whole spirit. It comes with vices, man. All right, and it's opposite of what the Lord deems is right. Okay.
It says, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Right. So they have basically taken upon America's democracy, their philosophy, and what it has done, it has destroyed the fabric of their nation. has destroyed these other nations. Okay? Go ahead.
It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, for so she may be healed.
Right, take balm is like a healing oil. If so, she may be healed. But America's not. But it's going to say it's like.
We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed.
Right, so America's not going to be healed, man. Okay? That's why they got these sayings, make America great again. All right? Which means if it's falling from that state of glory, man. That's why it says Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. So the Lord has exalted America and put America on on a level. All right? But now America is pretty much corroded. Somebody get Isaiah 14. About the 9th verse.
Yeah. It says we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country.
Right, forsake her. Okay? Because basically that's what's going to happen. These people are going to be hip to what's going to happen to America. All right? And they're going to forsake this place. And they're going to go to their own countries. All right? Because they see the prosperity here is not like it once was. Because the Lord is taking that prosperity. Okay? Because of all the decadence, because of all the wickedness, ultimately because we're the children of Israel here suffering and toiling and being exploited under these heathen nations, man. All right?
It says, for her judgment reaches unto the heaven and is lifted up even to the skies.
Yep. So, hey, her works are fulfilled, as the scriptures say, man. Okay? So, hey, the Lord is taking account and bringing Babylon into remembrance and all the evil things that have been done on this soil. And the Lord is about to judge this place with his indignation. And that's through thermonuclear fire, man. All right?
Book of Micah, chapter 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Right, and it's talking about, in this case, we're using it to talk about America. This is not your rest, okay? A lot of people think that this place is their rest, and it's not. Go ahead.
Because it is polluted.
Right.
It shall destroy you even with a sword instruction.
Right, this place is polluted. Okay, with what? All sorts of filth. Mainly because they changed the laws of God, okay, and made that which is evil, they make it good, all right? That which is bad, they make it good, okay? Like homosexuality, transgenderism, all right? All these things, witchcraft, that's the main thing, all right, that they use. It's witchcraft, okay? So this place is polluted, man, and it's going to utterly destroy you. Okay, people come to America to bask in, in the freedoms of America, and all they do is enable you to be a degenerate, man. All right, to be a hater of God, to be a lover of yourself. People are so pretty much self-worshiping. All right, and that's all this place brings forth, man. Okay, they corrupt the mindset. All right, of the men, the women, and the children. The women, they breaking up households. All right, because they're not happy. All right, and it's not about happiness. It's about integrity. It's about sacrifice, order. All right, and now people don't want it so, man. Especially the so-called white man doesn't want it so. All right, he want to see you destroy yourself, man. All right, so you're taking on these different philosophies. They're calling themselves queens. The men, you Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans, you worshiping your woman as a goddess. All right, you giving her that that's all this dumbass society has got for you, man. All right, women walking around like like sluts, like whores, with their legs showing, their asses out. Okay,
Have their titties out?
God, half their titties out, man. That's decadence. Don't nobody want to see that shit all the time, man. But that's what America perpetuates. It enables it. We just had with the Grammys. It was they sing the WAP song and all of that, which is a bad representation for women, man. But do they care? They don't give a damn, man. They say yes, be a harlot, be a hoe. Okay, why? So you can damage the innocent minds of the children, man. And that's what this is about. It's about taking the innocence and the judgment and the justice away from our people, man.
That's why, like you say, the mission of WAP, man. That's the reason why it's gonna be a lot of raping going on in America, man. You know what I'm saying? When the society break down, he's gonna run around here ass nigga, half ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Ass showing, titty showing, wearing these skimpy ass clothes. You are basically a target of these rapists, man. You know, and then all of a sudden, you're trying to feel sorry for the victim.
They put it in the news.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but they enable the behavior, man. All right, when you enable this behavior, all right, which is nothing. This is a sickness, man. All right. Somebody get Isaiah 1 and 3. Keep going on that slide.
Go ahead, sir.
You got it.
Book of Ecclesiastes 10 and 6 says, "Folly is set in great dignity."
Right. That's America, man. Folly is exalted to the skies, man. All right. Go ahead.
And the rich sit in low place.
Right, the rich, and it's talking about the spiritual rich, the spiritually rich. All right, because we're rich in wisdom. We sit in a low place. We're not we're not at the top of society. We're not the leaders of society. All right, we're sitting in a low place, being ignored. All right, being laughed at, being scoffed at. All right, go ahead.
I have seen servants upon horses.
Yup, and that's Esau, the so-called white man. A servant, which is he's upon a horse, okay, which represents his power and his status, okay, and his authority, all right. But he's a degenerate, man, all right, who is not upright in heart, okay, who does not shoot forth equity and justice, okay. They shoot forth exploits, okay, mischief. All right, and all this other madness, man, that they do, murdering, raping, all right, and they do this on a daily basis. It's business. It's a regular day. It's a how they say, it's just regular business for them, man.
Business as usual.
Yeah, business as usual. What? You know, you got it.
I got it.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 7 again says, "I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth."
Yep, and the princes walking as servants upon earth. All right, that's why the so-called Black, Latino, Native American man is at the bottom, all right, of the establishment. Okay, barely making it. Okay, because the structure is designed to have it so, man. All right, and the only way you really make it is if you sell out, man, and sell your soul and dab into witchcraft and all that madness, man. So the Lord's about to put an end to that, which we just came out. You know, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, but what's been running in society is witchcraft, man.
Right.
All right? The women heavily into witchcraft, tarot card reading, all that bullshit, man. All that crap, man. That ain't of the Lord, man. All right? And that ain't going to stand in the times to come, man. All right? Neither will your rituals. Is it more? Okay, you got it.
Real quick, this was going into what Yeshua had said. This is Isaiah 13 and
somebody get Isaiah 14.
16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished.
Right, meaning basically raped. All right, to ravish is to take. Okay, and hey, see, America's setting you people up for the okie doke. All right, they're making you think it's okay to walk around like a slut, think like a slut, or the women think like a man. All right, because they know when the times come. All right, when things get dire out here. All right, and you can barely go and buy food to eat because the economy is messed up or hyperinflation. All right, they know the people are gonna go into uproar, and so what they doing to you women. All right, They're really taking your power away and giving you liberty to really destroy yourselves, man. So when the time comes, when a creepy Joe or anybody that's all these creeps and freaks out here, when they emerge from the shadows, you're gonna be the #1 people they go after, man.
Look.
All right, because you thought it was okay. You bought into the scheme. All right.
You know when you on Instagram, you see them thousands and thousands of comments of guys lusting after women and whatnot, and a lot of them guys stay in the same cities or the same towns or states that them women stay in. So y'all gonna get what y'all deserve, man. Y'all putting y'all half naked on the internet like that, and all them comments and whatnot, and got the nerve to complain about this shit.
And y'all put the energy out, and it's gonna backfire on y'all.
That's it.
Exactly.
Retarded.
Exactly.
Man.
It's gonna backfire. The energy you put out, the energy you're gonna receive, it's gonna be 10 times worse. Cause you got niggas out there wanting this shit. They
Weirdos,
weirdos,
freaks,
stalkers, all that shit. They watching you from a mile away.
Yep.
They watching you.
Pedophiles.
Yeah, pedophile. They watching you through Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
And Esau give y'all the green light. Y'all took it.
And
Bought all the way into it.
And on top of that, it's a lot of distractions. Esau gave y'all distractions, so you be distracted from what's going to come, man. Bread and circuses, man. You know?
We know we at the end of an empire because of all the things that's going on.
And let's go back to Babylon fall. Y'all got any scriptures?
Yeah, no, I got this.
I'm done with mine.
All right, let's yours.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, and verse 12, and it reads, "There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death."
Right, and that's what basically y'all headed into, man. Y'all think the ways that y'all doing, all right? Y'all think it's right, but it's not right. Not according to the eyes of the Heavenly Father, man. Somebody get 2 Ezra 7 and 19, okay? Y'all think it's right, but the Lord has set a divine law. He set a divine order in the universe, in the world, that you're supposed to abide by. So you won't get punished. So you won't get put to death. So you won't get raped. All right? The Lord has set these laws up to benefit you, but the thing that's supposed to benefit you is going to be a curse to you, man. You got it.
It's the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 7, and verse 19, and it reads, "And he said unto me, there is no judge above God."
Right, so there ain't nobody that got a greater opinion or a more sure opinion than the Most High. All right, His opinion is final. All right, it's a sure thing. It's
Sound
right.
doctrine.
It's pure, huh?
Sound doctrine.
Yeah, sound doctrine. It's sound. It's whole. All right. Go ahead.
"And none that hath understanding above the highest."
Right, so you can cancel out your scientific institutions, because that's the #1 thing they use. Is science backs. You got to back it up by science. All right, that's a bunch of bull crap, man. All right, because science ain't nothing more than theology. All right, that's set against the ways of the Heavenly Father. All right, because all they're saying is God, out with God and in with with our own vices. All right, go ahead.
Verse 20, "For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of Yahweh that is set before them."
So the Lord gonna perish. The Lord gonna perish 2/3 of our people. All right, read that again.
And he said, "For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of Yahweh that is set before them."
Exactly. So when they say many, I ain't talking about America, all over the world, man. The Lord gonna come back with vengeance, man. Okay, He gonna come back with His chariots, His angels, but they gonna perish because they loathe the Lord's law, man. All right,
Go ahead. Yeah.
they hate the law of the Lord, man. All right, it goes to our people, man. So-called blacks, blacks, and Native Americans, man. Y'all gonna perish, man, by the millions, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 21, "For Yahweh hath given straight commandment."
Straight commandment, man. All right, he let it be known that He's the Lord, man. He's Yahweh Bahashim Al-Shai, man.
And He let it be known His ways are perfect.
Yep.
And the law not done away with.
That's why not done away with, like the brother mentioned.
As long as your ass out here being a hoe, being a slut,
Yep.
you want to be a transgender, you want to be a homosexual, well, guess what? You're signing your own death warrant, okay? You're signing your own death warrant. All right, because what is sin? Because you know they know damn well what they're doing.
Hey, what is
and
sin?
they know it's damn well in defiance towards the Lord, toward the Lord's law.
You mentioned what it said. 1 John 2:6. Real quick. Jump back to you. You said what it said, right? Is it what it said?
Oh yeah, transgression of the law.
Yeah, transgression of the law. I don't know if it's 1 John 2:6. Oh, it's that this is love, sloppy.
Oh, this is love,
Yeah, this is love.
keeping of the commandments.
Commandments.
Oh yeah. Because hey, you got a lot of people that say they love God, but they don't keep His commandments. And His commandments is simple, man. Keep the Sabbath holy.
Right.
Which tonight being a Sabbath.
Right.
Because a new moon landed on Friday night. A few weeks ago. What? A week ago.
Last week.
The new moon was last week. What, on the 12th? I think it was on the 12th or the 13th. One of those days. All right. Following the Sabbath. Not being a whoremonger, which that's a pimp, you know. Not being an adulterer or an adulteress, you know. A man ain't supposed to have sex with another man's wife. A woman ain't supposed to be having multiple sex partners. She's supposed to be with one man her whole damn life. You know
what you mentioned.
But America,
they love the Lord.
yeah, right. But y'all love the Lord, exactly. You know.
What's that famous line from these women, man? God knows my heart.
Yeah, God knows your heart.
You know my heart.
I was hurt. That's why, and that's the main goddamn thing they do. They'll say, I was hurt. I was in an unhealthy relationship and all this other shit, man. All right? You women ain't got no fucking integrity, man. And that's just the truth, man. Ain't no accountability. Esau allow y'all to do what the hell y'all want. And guess what? It's leading to your own fucking destruction, man. You get a little happiness for a season, but you only get it for a season. All right? You got it, huh? Okay.
This 1 John chapter 2, verse 6. It says, he that saith he abideth in him.
This is
I think it's 2 John 2:6.
You want me to finish on this?
Kind of go second.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just like
Back in 2nd Esdras, chapter 2, it's like in chapter 7, and I'll start at verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of Yahweh that is set before them.
yeah. So you perish because you despise the law. The law is a lamp. It's life. All right. It's life. When we read these proverbs and these psalms, these are the wise sayings of wise men. All right. Through their experience, okay, and they giving you character building principles, all right, principles to really to keep your life, or to give you longevity, all right, because that's the thing that the Lord pleases. I mean, He's pleasing it, all right. You follow His laws, okay. Get it out, so go ahead.
Verse 21. For Yahweh hath given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came,
right.
and what they should do, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
Right, what they should observe to avoid punishment. All right, they say America was built off of Judeo-Christian principles. Okay. All right, then what's the how can I say this, man? Damn. They was built on Judeo-Christian principles. Now you see the fruit of that labor, all right? Which is a whole society just full of decadence, really full of evil and wickedness, all right? That's the fruit of that labor. So we know that America wasn't built off Judeo-Christian principles, okay? Because if it was, this place wouldn't be as divided and broken as it is, all right? What happened is, you got the devil running, ruling this world, man, and putting basically.
So, they tried to put it out there as if, that's what they were doing, building this country off Judeo-Christian principles. But the scriptures say, what has the wicked, he said unto the wicked, what has thou to do to declare my statutes, seeing that thou hate instructions.
And cast my word behind you.
Right.
You know? And here it is, they got the Bible into every freaking court system, all right? And they use the Bible as a ploy for the legitimacy. But what are they doing with the Bible? All right? They're casting it behind. They're saying the hell with that. We're gonna give homosexuals rights. We're gonna let you change your biology. That's a spit in the face to God, man. That's a spit in his face, man. As if he didn't make you perfect. All right?
Verse 22. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him and imagined vain things.
Right, imagine vain things. Okay? You imagine that your ways were better than his. You know? And now we're gonna see the fruits of that later. Whether you were right or not. All right? Whether you were right or not that your ways, your science is better and God's ways are obsolete. Just because you live in a modern world and technology is advancing and you sought many ways of convenience and to live this convenient, wicked ass life, don't mean it's right. Don't mean it's it's the way to go. And the Lord is about to show you, you know.
Verse 23. And deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said to the Most High Yahweh, that he is not, and knew not his ways.
See, they say that the Lord don't exist. You know, they talk about Big Bang Theory. They're talking about, the cosmos creating themselves and all of this other madness. All right, but you don't even know God to begin with. You know, you don't even know His ways to begin with. Neither have you even tried to apply these things, man. All right, which we know the devil can't apply, because the scriptures say he's estranged from the womb. All right, he go aside speaking lies, man. All right.
This is Psalms 50 and 16. It says, But unto the wicked, the Most High saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statute? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Yeah. So why is you trying to play like God's mediator with the Catholic Church?
Why you trying to play righteous?
Right.
You know you're wicked as hell, man. You don't believe in the Lord, man.
Yeah. You know what you're gonna do whenever you get the chance and the opportunity is cast His words behind you, man.
That's
right.
But that's a hypocritical way of thinking.
It says, verse 17, seeing thou hatest instruction, and casteth my words behind thee. And what is just read in what was it, 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, about how the Lord said straight commandment, how man should live. But Esau, he hates instruction, he rejects the commandment, and we see the effects of that take place on earth right now. That's the reason why it's in the dead state it is now.
You're divided, all right? And the only thing that's really upholding this place is a bunch of folly, man. It's a bunch of bullshit, man. All right? Because they exalt it to the skies. Entertainment, The only thing that got this place going is these people lust in their imagination. Go ahead.
And the fact that they still believe that this place still is functional and still exists. That was it. I got it up. Isaiah 14.
Oh yeah.
It's you want to start at 18 or
Start at 9.
Start at 9. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 9, and it reads, Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
Yep, and that's Esau, meaning destruction, death. It's moved to meet thee at thy coming. All right, your coming is when you fully establish your new world order through a mandatory everything. Can't nobody move in your society without taking your vaccines and so on and so forth. Go ahead.
It stirreth up the dead for thee.
Yep. It stirred up the dead. The dead, all right, represents the heathen nations. Okay. Go ahead.
Even all the chief ones of the earth.
Right. So the kings of the earth, the chief ones of the earth. All right. Go ahead.
It says it hath raised up. It's like it has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
Yep.
All they that speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
Because these nations, it's an equal playing field now. All right. The American Esau's American military industrial complex. Well, it doesn't have the prowess that it once had. Okay, bombing people without anybody responding. Now these nations have that same capability. They can bomb people as well. All right. It's a funny thing that America's the only people that have ever used an atomic bomb. All right.
Can you stick it between it?
Just lay it on the side. No, I got it.
Verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Right, thy pride is brought down to the grave, man. All right. Hey, because the Lord is hey, what it say? What it says? A proud. What it say? A proud, not a proud look, but a haughty spirit goes before a fall.
Yep.
Pride goes. Yeah, pride, and that's Esau, man. All right. Yep. And so the Lord is putting down that pride, okay, by raising these other nations up, and now Esau is pretty much, he's going to be in straits, okay, because not only the nations raising up, but you got us raising up. So you can just imagine how hysterical and how really this man is he's in a quagmire, man. All right. Go ahead. So he's in terrible fear. Go ahead.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows.
Vials, yeah.
Vials. And the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Yep.
And the worms represent the infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? That's breaking up in America, man. You know, the bad pipelines, the streets, the bridges crackling.
Power grid.
Yeah, power grid. Everything is breaking, man. America's done, man. It's over. All right, America's falling, like we once said when we first started. Go ahead.
Yeah, and not just that, but to add the moral fabric of this place.
Yeah.
But the people ain't got morals, so that's corrupt too, just as well as the empire. What's happening to this place, man? Right. Go ahead,
Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Right, and it's talking about the Illuminati, okay? Because they thought they could live in secrecy for forever, man. Okay?
The Illuminati represents light bearer on the left hand side.
Go ahead.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground?
Right, and this is not a mythical creature, okay? Or not I don't want to say that, but it's not no mythical. It's not Satan, okay? It's talking about the elite, okay? It's talking about a man or men. All right, go ahead.
It says which didst weaken the nations.
Right, which didst weaken the nations. So Satan didn't do that, okay? It was a man that did that, all right? And that man has a military, okay? And that's the so-called white man. Okay, go ahead.
It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh.
All right, and that's the so-called white man. He thinks he can exalt himself and become like God and exalt himself above the stars of heaven. All right.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation.
To you Israelites, okay? Go ahead, because they this whole new world order is them basically setting up a system, an AI system, all right, through their technology to do what? To control, all right, to be able to watch over and to see everything, okay? They got $1 million satellites in the sky right now, man, you know?
It says, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Right, and that's you Israelites, okay? Go ahead.
I will also ascend above the heights of the clouds.
Right.
I will be like the Most High.
Right, and see, ultimately, that's what Esau wants to do, wants to be like God, all right? And he's doing it through his technology, okay? Go ahead.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Right, so you're going to be brought down to hell, man, all right? You're going to be brought down to destruction, man, okay? And the scripture said there is no throne, man, all right? Isaiah 47. There ain't no throne, and there ain't going to be no more America being the top nation in the world. In fact, it isn't anymore. Yeah, exactly, man. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Right.
That did shake that did shake kingdoms?
Right, the man. The key point here is this the man, all right, that made the nations to tremble. Okay? Because the Lord is pretty much putting down that man, all right? Esau in his witchcraft, his secret societies, and all this stuff that he's been doing behind closed doors, man. And all of this stuff is being revealed. Somebody get Isaiah 47.
I got some. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:7. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Who would that mystery of iniquity? Esau. Right?
This is Paul basically, telling, the Israelites, that the mystery of iniquity doth already work. He was talking about the Romans,
It says,
and it's ironic that America is Rome all again,
It says, only he who now let him neglect until he be taken out of the way.
So the Lord is allowing this devil to do what he's doing until the Lord uses him for his purpose and take him out. All right? Because the wicked is being used for a purpose. All right? Go ahead. You got it.
Back in Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 17. That made the world as a wilderness.
Who done that? That's the American military industrial complex. They made the world as a wilderness. Okay?
Right.
Nobody else has done that except for the American military industrial complex. All right? And here you get it out of the Bible. Okay, so the Lord has pegged the so-called white man's his establishment. Okay, go ahead.
So like, you look into that documentary, Confessions of a Hitman, he goes into how they went into all these different countries, infiltrated and covered after their goods. The scriptures
Destabilized all these different things.
Set up military coups to overthrow governments, so they can put in public leaders to do meeting of the elites.
It says that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners.
Right, that's America. Okay, because America is known for the most prisoners in the world. All right. Okay, I think we got the biggest prison population in the whole world, man. Prison system. Yeah. And you, Jakes, you the ones that he's not letting go. He's not opening the house of his prisoners. Okay.
Because it's an industry.
Yep.
It's a lot of business that take place there. They make a lot of things in prison. For low wages. What is it? I think it's the 13th or 14th Amendment that said involuntary servitude shall be abolished, except one is duly convicted in court of law and sent to prison. So pretty much you become slave labor all over again once you go into the prison industrial complex.
It says verse 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, even one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
God, that's going into the kingdom. You know, all the other nations, they're gonna be sitting in some form of glory. But Esau, he's gonna be cast out of the earth. You know, after 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, all right, he's gonna be destroyed. They're gonna be all gathered up, in a nice bonfire, and put out of the earth. Because the Lord will ultimately remove that cancer from the earth, man, so it can be whole.
It says, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot.
Psalms chapter 14 and 1. It says, the fool have said in his heart, there is no power.
Right, the fool has said in his heart, man, his mind. It goes back to the Hebrew word law, man. There is no power. Okay, and who's the fool? Esau, man. There is no power. Hey, it is a power. It is a Lord. It's a power by Shabbat Shah controlling everything. Alright?
It says, they are corrupt. They have done abominable works.
Yeah, who done abominable works? Esau, man. Right? He basically corrupt the whole earth, man. Through GMO foods, man. Chemtrails in the sky. Right? He polluted the water. Put cholera in the water, chromium-6 in the water.
Illinois, they got over a number of states. They got lead in the water. They just coming out with that, this morning that I've seen.
Detroit. Not Detroit, but Flint, Michigan.
Oh yeah, they actually got caught for that. A couple of I don't know if they all got prosecuted for that, but they was all consented unto that. I think it was like the higher up officials within Flint, Michigan county. So that, they got charged. They got charged.
It's another scripture precept to that too. Psalms 14. It's a precept.
It says, there is none that doeth good. Verse 2. The Lord Yahweh looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek the Most High. They are all going aside.
Who's the children of men?
The nations. It says, verse 3, it says, they are all going aside, they are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. And this is a similar condition to how it was prior to the flood in Noah's day. The Lord he looked down, I think that's Genesis the 6th chapter. How the Lord looked down from heaven and seen the works of men and everything was corrupt. And he said, it grieved him that he had created man and he was going to destroy the earth with the flood. See? So it's the same way now. The scriptures say that, that as it was before the days of Noah, men were eating, drinking, and all that, probably get that.
Water is a cleansing agent. You use water to cleanse things. This time come around, it's going to be fire, it's going to melt.
Fire is a cleansing agent.
Yeah.
Those are actually the only two cleansing agents.
The water washes it away. Fire turns it back into the original elements.
Back in Psalms 14 and 4, it says, have all the workers of iniquity, have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and call not upon the Lord Yahweh. You know, and when you read in Psalms 83rd chapter, it goes into that. You know how all the nations conspired against the children of Israel, man. All right, so we wouldn't be a nation. You know, the name of Israel would be no more remembered.
You know, Psalms 83.
It's verse 5. It says, there were they in great fear, for the Most High is in their generation of the righteous.
You mentioned it, get something. I'm trying to find out.
In Psalms 83, chapter 1, keep thou not silent. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Most High. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
Right, a tumult represents like noise, right? Now, you know, how can I say it? Like an uproar, kind. Yeah. Go ahead.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Right, crafty counsel. And they have meetings, you know what I'm saying, secret meetings towards Israel. Alright?
Got it. They had them annual summit meetings.
Yep.
When you go to like the summit, that's at the top of the mountain. So, you know, the heads of these different governments, you know, they come together and they have secret council. You know, how they can come against Israel, man. You know, and the earth in general, but Israel in particular.
And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Right, Lord, hey, say that again.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Right, cut us off from being a nation. So we don't have no remembrance of who we is. Okay? How they cut us off? Man, they put us in ghettos. Alright? They put drugs in our community. Okay? They put social homosexuality on Jake, man. So they cut us off from being a nation, man. Alright? They basically, you know, they basically not telling not telling us that we are true biblical Hebrew Israelites.
No,
because go ahead, bro.
British mandate. Yeah, 1948. Was it 1948? They flew the fake Jews over there.
Yep.
You know, they institutions, the think tanks that they have created, the books that they have made, all say that we are African Americans.
They gave us proverbs and bywords. It also goes back to the curses.
That's right.
You know.
If not African American, one of the Latino tribes. That's them cutting us off from knowing who we are, man. You know.
And well, that's that great falling away spoken of in Second Thessalonians 2 and 3 right here. I'll just read it real quick. Second Thessalonians 2 and 3 says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there be a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
The man of sin is Esau, man. And that son of perdition. He's a son of perdition, man. And revealing his wicked way of works, man, by prophesying of his downfall. Right?
God, you know, when perdition go into, you know, death and destruction.
Yeah.
You know, soon in Revelation 6 and 4, let's talk about him. Esau, he's that red horse. You know, and we just going through revealing, you know, certain ways that, you know, they conspired against us. You know, that's in this time. He's being revealed.
Yep.
Who's more on that? But that's go ahead.
Go back to
All right, it says, verse 5, Psalms 83, chapter 5. For they have consulted together with one consent.
verse 5.
Verse 5, it's like, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom.
Right, Edom. Right. Tabernacles of Edom, man. House of Edom. Right here. He was right here. The first. He was the first one to get called out, man. So-called white man. Okay, go ahead.
It says,
That's the first. Hey, that's the first heathen on the list.
and the Ishmaelites,
Right, you so-called Arabs, man. The one that own our stores. Alright? The one that's popping out women, man.
got out women in the hairdressers. Fuck. They got out women in the hairdressers.
For having sex with them for $2 sandwich, man. In a free pack of squares, man.
Pork sandwiches.
Pork. And then selling us pork in the community. See, they set this shit up, man. Read that part again, man.
It says, for they have consulted together with one consent.
Yeah, because they came in one banner.
They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom.
Edom. Hey, the first heathen on the list, man. The top heathen.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites. So-called Arabs, man. Okay?
Of Moab.
Moab, so-called Chinese. Right? You got the Chinese, man. They got all their restaurants in our neighborhood as well, man.
Restaurants.
Selling dog, man.
You know, supply stores and everything.
Yeah, beauty supply stores. Okay, selling weed to so-called black women, man. Yeah, all these things that Esau is doing, man, he forced these other nations in our neighborhood, man.
They say they were the last samurais, right? The Chinese ones who say they the samurais.
No, Jake taught them how to fight, man. They don't really know how to fight.
They know how to fight.
They know how to
fight. But we was, the last samurai. We was over there in China also.
Yeah.
Then just how you believing that they was the only ones over there.
Right.
Hey, well, that's why they going through that persecution now. You know?
And the Hagarenes,
So-called Africans, man. Africans, y'all doing the same thing.
that's right.
You charging so-called black woman $300, $500 for some micro braids, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all in Jake neighborhood making money off Jake, man. Okay, go ahead.
Gabal
Africans,
and Emi,
you so-called Japanese. All right,
and the Amalek.
Amalek, Jew, you so-called Jews, man. You all right? You Amalekites, man. Calling yourself us. All right, y'all make sure that y'all the chosen people. Y'all not the chosen people, man. Y'all the Bashan or Ashdod, man. What's that? Zephaniah 6 and 9. All right, cause y'all stole our land from us, like doing the British mandate.
That's right.
And it's another one too that Atazwan was talking about.
The Elias.
The Elias, man, during the time of Elias. All right, y'all was shipped to our land, man. Okay.
The Philistines,
Right, so-called Africans again.
with the inhabitants.
That was basically our main enemy. You know what I'm saying? King David. You fought against the Philistines, man.
Who was Danite.
Samson.
Samson.
Yeah, Samson.
Right, there was Philistines on Israel. We was captivity during that time too, right?
Yeah.
He says, and the inhabitants, with the inhabitants of Tyre.
More Africans again, man. Because the Africans, you so-called Africans, which you Hamites, y'all the biggest tribe, man. As far as dark-skinned Hamites, man. Alright? Because they was called out numerous times.
Calling us African Americans.
Yeah. And you know what? They also gave us that proverb by word calling us African Americans as well, man.
No, they ain't giving to Scipio Leo's Africanus.
Leo
But they not saying nothing about that shit, though.
Leo Scipio Africanus. Name that land after him when he conquered Hannibal during the time of the Punic War.
That's right.
Alright?
Ashur also is joined with them.
Yeah, sure.
They have humbling the children of Lot Selah.
Who was Ashur? It was the Syrians. I'm not trying to butcher it. Is Ashur over here?
Syrians.
Yeah, the series. I didn't even know it's a series. I ain't even looking. Yep. It's a series, man. That's it. Go ahead.
No. I just want to bring up too. I came across a documentary on
Jeremiah 4:22.
what is that? Something on YouTube. So like TED, I think TED TV or something like that. But I came across a documentary pretty much. Did you know that in Brazil they have one of the biggest prison industry there? You know, as far as in South America, right? The women prisons, did you know that they actually have them every year? They profit millions of dollars, man. Have supermodels come down there and everything, man. And they actually have a beauty pageant in Brazil. But the women that are actually in the beauty pageant that get no profit are the women in prison. You see? And they don't get no time cut down. Plus they promote homosexuality because they have the female winner, and then they have like a queen, and then they have the what they call the women that are identify as men or like studs or whatever. They have those crowned the king of the beauty pageant. But I just wanted to bring that out because a lot of them, that's the only time that they get to see their families. During those beauty pageants, and while everybody's cheering, their families are in the audience crying, because they're a daughter or a sister or a wife, is pretty much held captive, and Esau is making a profit off of them, man, and they're profiting nothing,
So when this took place in America, right?
No, that's Brazil.
South America.
Brazil. Yeah, they do a lot of wicked shit. Excuse my language. They do a lot of wicked things, man, in Brazil. For South America, period.
Yeah. That's Jake, man. Because you gotta understand, our history and our culture been discontinued, man.
Jeremiah 4:22. It says, "For my people is foolish; they have not known me."
Our people are foolish, man. You so-called blacks and Native Americans. Y'all foolish, man. Y'all foolish, man. Go ahead.
They are sottish children.
Discontinue around Jeremiah. Jeremiah, get Jeremiah 17. Get it, Lord. You can go ahead. You said it like 3 times.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse 4. And it reads, "And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage."
Right, the Lord discontinues, man. Our heritage, man. That's why we don't, Jake didn't know who the hell, we didn't know who the hell he was, man, until the Lord woke us up. We discontinued it because we was calling ourselves African Americans, Latinos calling yourselves Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, all these different proverbs about words, man. And go back to Psalms 83, you know what I'm saying? Esau and these other nations helped push that, man. And that's the reason why we didn't know who the hell we was.
Black History Month.
Yeah.
They push that heavy. It says, "And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee."
Yeah, heritage, man. Like, I remember that TV show back in the day called Know Your Heritage. And they was talking about Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, talking about all these different characters, our heroes, and shit like that. But they ain't talking about, who we really And they had it on Channel 9 every Saturday. After Soul Train. Well, before Soul Train.
Our heritage is following after the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Our heritage is our high holy day. Well, the reason why we wear these fringes, the reason why we got the fringes on, because the fringes goes back to the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, the remembrance of the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, thou shalt not murder. All right, thou shalt not put no God before thee, before the Most High Yahweh. All right, you can't make any graven images. You know, thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not. Well, one scripture. What is it? In Leviticus, it talks about how a man and a man supposed to not supposed to basically have man dealing with mankind.
Yeah, Leviticus 20 and 13.
Yeah. But here it is. Now this fucking nigga, what's his name? Mystical. Mystical was on Vlad, and he said this was recently. This is maybe 4 days old. Recent. Mystical. And what the nigga said on Vlad, he said, "Oh yeah, you know, in Louisiana, it'll be a big crowd in the club." He said it'll be a big crowd in the club, and then you finna go over there and see, you know, what female over there twerking and shaking her ass, but it's a dude. And then he laughed. He said, "Yeah, you know, but that's a part of our culture." That ain't a part of our fucking culture, man. That's not a part of our heritage, nigga. Transgender isn't a part of our fucking culture and heritage, man. That's what Mystical said. Mystical from fucking No Limits.
Hey, you know they got that.
You know?
So like, just to add to that, you know they got that big artist down there in Louisiana. It's called Big Frida or something like that. Where it's actually a guy, but you know he passed as a he identifies as a woman, and he's a rapper.
Yeah, so when we discontinue from our heritage, we discontinue from the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, and Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay? When we came over here on cargo slave ships, we go to Deuteronomy 28:68. And when we got over here, we were completely stripped of our nationality. And they made movies of mockery concerning that. Roots. Kunta Kinte. Your name ain't Kunta Kinte, which is, if I'm not mistaken, that was Hebrew, and turned his name into Toby, and he whooped his ass until he said his name was Toby. See, that was a symbolic beating our heritage up out of us in that movie, man, and that's a mockery. Kunta Kinte, he got his ass beat and changed his name into motherfucking Toby. We're Israelites, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all the way to Issachar. Ephraim, Manasseh, Naphtali, all right, Ashashkar, Issachar, all right, Zebulun, Rehoboam, Reuben, all right, and our names were switched, and now we're calling ourselves by the bywords. Haitian, that goes back to the god of Hades, man. That's Greek mythology right here, you know. So we completely discontinued from our heritage, man. All right, under Esau, Edom, because you got to remember in the Babylonian Empire, Nebuchadnezzar knew that Daniel, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego was Israelites. They didn't change the customs. In the Greek Empire, they knew that we were the Jews. We still kept our customs. Hell, even in the Roman Empire, in the time of our Lord Yahweh Shai and the disciples and the prophets at that time, we knew that we were Israelites. We knew that we were the Jews. Okay? And go ahead.
Like I was gonna say, back in Egypt.
Right, in Egypt in captivity. All captivities, we knew that we was Israelites until we came to this bitch.
That's why the Passover. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord passed over Egypt, that was our custom. It still is to this
The
day.
Passover, yeah. See, now we're keeping hold of Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter. You know, fucking St. Patty's Day. We doing that, and we doing all these fucking customs and traditions of men, and we're not going back to what Yahweh Shema Shai established for the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Because we was a separate nation from everybody else, man. Alright? But it was prophesied that it would happen. Go ahead, you got that 83? Psalms 83. Because that's what your shark called.
read that. I just
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was
I got
that.
Jeremiah 17.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
Jeremiah 17:4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Somebody get Baruch. Baruch.
3.
It's 3, right?
And 3 and 8.
Well, yeah, get Baruch 4 and then somebody get Baruch 3 and read in the beginning of both of them. I can't think of exactly where it said how we're gonna praise the Lord in our captivity. Yeah. I believe it's 3 or 4, so just kind of skim through both of those chapters. Go ahead.
It says,
It says whether read that last part.
It says, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Yeah, because our enemies is Esau, man.
Yep.
How you think we got over here? We don't slave ships. Right? Cargo ships. That's why Deuteronomy ships. Yeah. Again. Right? We left Egypt, the first trip, the whole Israel. The Lord said he gonna bring us back in this motherfucker again with ships. The good ship Jesus.
Yeah.
Right? Mayflower.
Yeah, the Mayflower. Yeah.
And it also said, by way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. So we wasn't going to see our homeland, you know, which is a part of, it says,
And as well, we ain't gonna see a part of that world again. That's why Jake's go over there. We don't go over there no more. We don't go to the Middle East like that. Now you had
only
Ben.
the army.
Huh?
Only an army, you know?
Yeah. Well, you had Ben. What's that nigga named Ben Israeli or whatever his name was? Tried to get the Jakes to go back over there and shit like that. But that's like a small portion of Jake that's been back to Israel and Egypt and over in that area. You know, we're not gonna see that part of the world again. Jake don't be over there. Yeah, you know, we was discontinued for a connection to the Middle East.
And even if the remnant is Jake over there, you know what I'm saying, by the power plants and shit.
Yeah.
You got pushed over by them. Next to
It says, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
And that land is America. We serving our enemies right now. Working 9 to 5. You know, doing janitorial work and shit, man.
You wanted to go all the way through?
Right.
Cut it off at 108.44. 108.
Yeah, we can break it off. You can cut it. Yeah, cut it.